Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So the Pacers finally decided to sign a center. There was rumors that it would be JaVale McGee. Some people even speculated because Jahlil Okafor is on the Mad Ants that he would be called up. I didn't think that was going to happen. Jahlil Okafor is not an NBA prospect, at least not yet, or at least like he's not really there NBA wise. So they went out and signed Moses Brown, who honestly the best sample size we have to look at for Moses Brown is from the 2020-2021 NBA season, where he played about 21 minutes a game for them off the bench, and he averaged about a 9 and 9 per game. 9 points, 9 rebounds, and about 1 block and 0.7 steals. It's not bad. He is a young guy. He's 25 years old. He's also very, very tall. I think he's 7'2". I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on it. Yeah, he's 7'2", and he played for the UCLA Bruins. He weighs 258 pounds. The dude also has had some really good moments in the G League. I think recently he put up like a 27 and 17 for the Knicks in the G League. So there is some promise there, but I will say this. After the loss to the Toronto Raptors, it was pretty obvious that a center was desperately needed. Miles Turner didn't play in that game. And, Obi Toppin and Pascal Siakam can only do so much with Enrique Freeman as well. It's very obvious. Enrique Freeman is not ready for prime time at the center position. He's undersized as it is, 6'7". Obi Toppin is 6'9", and, Pascal Siakam isn't, much taller. I think Siakam is, 6'8", also. So, there really isn't many options for this team at center. And, Pascal Siakam is 6'8", but he does have a 7'3" wingspan, and he weighs 245. So, really not the end of the world to play Pascal Siakam at center, but it's just the idea Obi Toppin is not a good one-on-one defender. It was very obvious, though, after that game that we needed somebody. They've been working on the Moses Brown thing for about a week now, and it was just very obvious the Pacers needed a backup center. Now, here's the funny thing also. I'm just going to say this. For a long time now, I've been saying that, the MVPs are usually always Embiid, Jokic, and Giannis, all front court players. And for the longest time, people have been telling me the center position doesn't matter. Rebounding doesn't matter, all this other shit, right? And we saw against the Toronto Raptors that it, in fact, does matter, okay? When Jakob Poeltl goes out there and puts up a 30 and 16, all right, having a center matters. Rebounding matters. For the longest time, only recently does it feel like people have started to realize this, especially after the playoffs when Isaiah Hartenstein got as many offensive rebounds as he wanted against us in the playoffs last year. Only recently have Pacers fans, it seems like they have started to come around to the idea that, oh, wow, we actually need to rebound the basketball if we want to win games. So I've been saying it for a long time now, and for whatever reason, people thought I was full of shit, but every team that wins a championship has at least one guy on their team that is capable of getting, double-digit rebounds or, at least around 12 rebounds. Even with the Celtics, yeah, they have Porzingis, they have Al Horford, but Jason Tatum is a guy who goes out there and gets them, he's capable of grabbing them a double-double. They're a team that is just solid all the way around. And even championship teams, even the 2020 Lakers, they had JaVale McGee, they had Anthony Davis, they had Dwight Howard, right? Dwight Howard was another name that I kept seeing getting thrown out there. And I was like, yeah, I don't think Dwight Howard's gonna be on the bingo card. I just don't think that's happening. But I did expect the Pacers to maybe trade for a center, but when you look around the league, there's not a lot of really good backup centers, and the teams that do have backup centers are not going to be so keen to just trade them away. So the idea that we're bringing in Moses Brown is nice. I don't know if he's going to play tonight against the Houston Rockets. I hope so. Mostly because Houston is they're actually a high seed right now in the West. Houston, I think, is in the top 3. Houston's the 4th seed in the West with a record of 10-5. So they got Alperen Sengun, if I said that correctly. They have Steven Adams. So we needed to get another body in the building before, Alperen Sengun has a Nikola Jokic level game against us. They call him Baby Jokic for a reason. So, yeah, I'll have to ask Tony East. I'll shoot him a message on Twitter if Moses Brown is expected to play tonight or not. I'm not sure. But at least the Pacers have finally addressed that hole on the roster. Now, how well Moses Brown is going to play, I don't know. But he does provide a lot of what James Wiseman provides as far as a post presence, a guy who's got he's got a nice post hook. I don't know how good he is at finishing through contact. I mean, I saw a couple highlights of him that I'm like, okay, like that's capable. It's not the end of the world. He's a decent rebounder, but he's lanky. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a guy that's like super buff. So I do have a feeling he would get thrown around by guys like Joel Embiid and Jokic and even Sabonis and stuff like that. Guys who, have a little meat on their bones, I feel like are just going to throw him around, which I don't know. That could be 9 times out of 10, that's a bad thing. So I don't know. We will have to wait and see what happens, but we at least we got a backup center. We finally addressed that need on the team. Also, I'm assuming they're using the injury exemption that they're going to get from James Wiseman and Isaiah Jackson on Moses Brown. So I don't know. I'm excited. Maybe Moses Brown is a guy who can make our roster long-term if he plays well enough. He's definitely going to get a lot of opportunity with us that he probably hasn't gotten since he played in OKC. He's going to be running in that second unit with TJ McConnell, who's great at setting people up. So I like it. I like it for Moses Brown. He's 7'2" also. He's got a ridiculous wingspan. So, he's potentially a lob threat as well. So I don't know. I don't know how good he's gonna be. Every stint that he has had outside of OKC has been, skeptical to say the least. It's just I don't really know what he's going to provide other than, a similar thing to James Wiseman. He doesn't have the jump shot that James Wiseman does as far as a guy who's capable of hitting threes or a guy with a mid-range jump shot. Like, he literally does all of his work in the paint, which I feel like it's been a while since, like, the Pacers have had a true center like that, like, since Roy Hibbert. So I'm kind of excited for that because Miles Turner doesn't fit that bill. Miles Turner is a guy who traditionally shoots threes and blocks shots, and that's about it. He has had games where he's, had, double, like 9 rebounds and 20 points or gone off for a lot of points and gotten a decent amount of rebounds. So, but this is like the closest thing to like a true center I feel like we've had in a while, and I'll have to wait and see how it works. I'm hoping that if Moses Brown could come in and just be a dominating force immediately, I doubt that's going to happen, but TJ McConnell is very good at hitting guys in their spots, so I don't know, we'll see, but he's also very good at just finishing over people because he's so tall and he's got such a long wingspan. So I'm excited for it. I'm gonna be very, very interested to see what happens, but yeah, I'm 50-50 on it. I don't think Moses Brown is like a signing that's super crazy, but I don't think it's bad either. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I think it's very middle of the pack, and being compared to what's actually out there that you can put on your team, there's not much, unless you want JaVale McGee, who is like on the last legs of his NBA career, or Jahlil Okafor, who I think Moses Brown is a better player than. So just the idea. I like the Moses Brown signing. I'm interested to see how it works. I'm also interested to see how Rick plans to utilize him, if it's going to be the same as James Wiseman or not. I'm assuming it will be, but yeah, time will only tell. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm just glad that they addressed this issue because after that loss to Toronto, it was like, yeah, Obi Toppin and Pascal and, Enrique Freeman are not going to be able to do this. All we can do, though, is hope that Moses Brown stays healthy for the entire season or the remainder of whatever season we have. We're 6-8 at the current point in time. We're 14 games in. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, we're only 14 games in. You know, it's no time to panic. But when you start reaching that 20 game moniker, like game 15 is literally tonight, once you start reaching 20 games, that's where you have to start to worry. Philadelphia is 2-11. Toronto or Milwaukee is 5-9 at the current point in time. They've kind of turned around, but Philadelphia is a nightmare. So are the New Orleans Pelicans. They're 4-11. So if they can just try to salvage their season and just be like an above 500 team by the trade deadline, that would be what's the word I'm looking for? That would be ideal, but don't know, man. All I can do is hope Moses Brown is going to be fucking amazing. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.